You know, we're just starting to see a couple of vehicles being able to make it into town now, and a short time ago I was able to have a quick chat with one of the gentlemen who's been spending all night trying to help the relief efforts with the use of his tractor, and I understand that it has actually been a really close call for some of the properties. We've seen that there's a couple of SES crews that are still trying to pump water away from a couple of the homes while the water levels have dropped. Do understand that it's been a very close call with water close to coming underneath the floorboards. The gentleman I spoke to wasn't certain as to whether or not it had actually come above the floorboards and sort of qualified for what the SES calls inundation and actually having flooding affect these homes, but it is very, very close indeed. You can see the depth of the water just behind us here. It's certainly a pretty close run thing to get in and out of some of these places, but the good news though is that the water levels are dropping, and that by and large these communities, Tinamba here and just nearby at Newry, are expected to escape the worst of it now, because the water levels upstream are dropping, so they aren't expected to see any further threat throughout the day.
And do you have any idea of the numbers of homes that might have received some water damage?
Well, we're not talking great numbers. This is a town of only around 500 people, so we're only talking perhaps a handful of homes. I've been able to see the SES working on pumping water away from one property at the moment, so any numbers that are affected would, I'd expect, be pretty low. Only a handful or so, but it's still a wait-and-see case at this point until we're able to actually get in and have a look.
And the water's now heading downstream. Which are the areas that are likely to be affected next?
Well, the main concern now is for that Gippsland Lakes area, because all the water that's coming downstream here through the McAllister River, through the Thompson, the Avon, the Stratford rivers, and also several others, the Latrobe included, are all going down into those Gippsland Lakes. So the flood warnings now are for around Bairnsdale and Lakes Entrance. I did speak to the caravan park owner at Bairnsdale and do understand that the caravan park was flooded last night. He wasn't aware a couple of hours ago as to what the extent of the damage had been there, but the main concern for a couple of those communities is that they are towns that are susceptible to the ocean tides. So at around sort of 10 or 11 o'clock this morning, and then again at 10 and 11 o'clock tonight, when all this water starts to come down out of these rivers and into the lakes, combined with the high tide, that will mean that esplanade areas in both Lakes Entrance and in Bairnsdale are likely to see some flooding. So that's where the main concerns are. The low-lying town of Holland's Landing, is also been given an evacuation notice, because mainly it will just be isolated. It sits between two of the lakes, so is likely to be cut off for a couple of days, the SES believes, when all this water does make it down there.